Hello and welcome to Byte Basics. I'm Earl Yeager. On Byte Basics, we explain all of those things that people often think of as common knowledge in technology, whether or not it really is. Today on Byte Basics, we're going to be looking at the web browser Google Chrome. So when you're talking about web browsers, you have multiple different options out there. Most people are experienced with Internet Explorer and Mozilla Firefox. Those are the two most common browsers that people have had experience with. But more and more, people are becoming aware of another browser out on the market called Google Chrome. It has a lot of advantages. It tends to be a little bit faster. It allows you to move information with you from machine to machine. And so it has some advantages, and it's worth taking a look at. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at, first of all, how to get Google Chrome, and then some of the aspects of it. So if you'll go ahead and take a look with me over on my computer, I'll show you how to find Google Chrome. So when you go to the web, you can use whatever web browser you wish in order to first download Google Chrome. So it's going to be a program that you download and install on your computer. So you'll go to the address bar and you'll type in the address for Google Chrome, which is www.google.com/Chrome. Okay, so it's www.google.com/Chrome. And when you go to the Chrome page, it's going to have a download button that you can use to actually begin downloading the browser. So once this loads, you'll be able to see where you can download, and you'll click right here where it says Download Chrome. And when you download it, it will save it to your computer and begin installing the program. It installs like many other programs that are installed. You simply click Next through all of the menu options, making sure to read them that you're not installing something that you don't want. And once you've clicked all the Next buttons, it will finish installing the program. Once it's installed, you'll see the icon on your browser bar, and you can then launch it from the browser. So let's take a look at what that looks like and launching Google Chrome. So if you look with me over here, on my desktop, you'll notice down here at the bottom, I have this little icon that has a red, green, and blue elements to it, circular. That little icon is the Chrome icon. When you launch Google Chrome, it'll open up just like any other web browser. It looks very similar to most of the other web browsers on the market. It does have some different features, though. So it's a little more what they call minimalistic. There's not quite as many options as far as buttons and things. It's very simple. They try to keep it as basic as possible. Here you'll have the address area. This is where you type in the web address of any web page you want to go to. So if I wanted to go to our internal web page, the my.episd, I could type it in directly there, my.episd.org, and it'll go directly to it. Also, this same bar, this same area here, acts as a search area. So if I wanted to search for something like students using Chrome, I could do a search, and it will do a search for whatever we typed. And it will, of course, use Google to do the search, since Chrome is a Google product. So you can configure a lot of those different things. Another thing that you can do with Chrome, like many web browsers today, is you'll notice across the top I have this one little area right here that's telling me what web page I'm on. And next to it I have a little partial tab here. This is called tabbed browsing. And when I open another tab, that allows me to open up and have multiple web pages open at the same time so that I can very quickly switch between them. So if I have something like the EPISD homepage here, I can switch between the EPISD homepage and my search results just by clicking on the different tabs. So I can go back to my search results, or I can go to the EPISD homepage, quickly switching between tabs. And you can close tabs individually. So if I just want the home page and not the search results, I can click the little X on the tab that I want to get rid of, and now I'm back to just having the tab that I want. So you can open multiple tabs. It can be several different tabs. I've had as many as 20, 30 tabs open at once, so you can do quite a bit with Chrome and switch between lots of different open programs as you work through. Now, like many other web browsers, you want to make sure that you're keeping up to date on all of the updates on Google Chrome. The nice thing about Google Chrome is it checks those updates itself. So when you close and reopen Google Chrome, it's going to automatically check for and attempt to do its updates. So you often don't have to do updates manually. But in order to find out whether or not it's necessary, if you look on Chrome, you can see where that's going to be found. So over here on the far right-hand side of Google Chrome, you'll see this button with 3 little lines. That button has all of the controls and options within Google Chrome. Within that, there's one that says Help. And just above that is About Google Chrome. The About Google Chrome button, when you click on that, it will tell you what version and whether or not there's any updates. It checks for updates and it will tell you immediately if there are any updates necessary. I'm currently running version 29.0. On and on. So version 29 is the current version of Google Chrome and it's up to date. So it always checks that every time it launches. Okay. Other things that you may want to know where to find in Google Chrome are things like your bookmarks. In other programs, in order to bookmark, you look for a book icon or something like that. In Google Chrome, we have this little star. So any website I want to bookmark, I click on the star and it will say bookmark added. And I can choose where I want to put that in the bookmarks area. Let me show you exactly how you can manage all of your bookmarks in Google Chrome. So once I've bookmarked a page, I'll always see that little star to remind me that that page has been bookmarked. But in order to manage my bookmarks and see where all of them are, again, if we go back to the 3 little lines and go to the bookmarks option, this will show me all of the bookmarks I have, and this is the one I just added, Welcome to EPISD, in Google Chrome. In this list of my bookmarks, there's also one that's called Bookmark Manager. The Bookmark Manager is where I can determine if I want to delete bookmarks, if I want to add a folder to manage my bookmarks and group them together. Under Organize, I have the ability to add folders or add additional pages. So I can do that in order to organize my bookmarks further. And I can also go ahead and move bookmarks around. If I wanted my EPISD bookmark up here on what they call the bookmark bar, I could take my Welcome to EPISD and drag it to the bookmarks bar, which it happens to already be on, and it would let me put it there. Or I can rearrange things. So if I wanted my EPISD to be first, I can move it first, and now it's here on the bookmarks bar as the first link. So you have the ability to rearrange and group your bookmarks and where they show up. And then these folders will only be viewable with the other bookmarks area. This will show you all of the additional bookmarks that are in your area there. So you have the ability to add bookmarks and modify your bookmarks as much as you would like. Okay? So in addition to bookmarks, you have the ability to do things like creating desktop shortcuts. In many browsers, you might want to have the ability to double-click on a link on your web page, to a web page right from your desktop. So to create a quick link like that, what you're going to do is on the browser, you're going to look for the address bar again. So if we look back at the browser, on the browser, you'll see the address bar. This address bar is where we're going to use to create that shortcut. First, what we're going to do is we're going to do what's called restore down. This middle button on the list of buttons here will toggle my browser from being not full screen to full screen. So you can go back and forth from being full screen or not full screen. I can drag my window over a little bit so that I can see my desktop at the same time as seeing my window. When I have it in this position, I can grab the little paper, the little icon. Sometimes it'll be a sheet of paper, sometimes it'll be an icon specific to whatever the website is. I can click on that and drag that page out to create a desktop shortcut. And when I drop that on my desktop, you'll now see a link to that particular page. And if I close my web browser, when I double click on that link, it will open directly back to that website. So it goes directly back to the web page I was on. So that's a way to go directly to specific web pages within Chrome that may be different from your home page. Speaking of home pages, how do you manage your home page in Google Chrome? Sometimes we see when you open up your web browser, it goes to a particular website. If that website's not the one you want it to be when it first opens, that's the home page. And you can change that home page for each web browser independently. So each web browser could have its own homepage. So with Google Chrome, the place you go to set up that homepage is, again, it's going to be on the right-hand side of the browser. So if you look over on the browser again, on the right-hand side, there's that three little line icon. When you click on that, one of the options is Settings. When we go to Settings and we look in the Settings area here, there's one item that says On Startup. On Startup, what is it you want it to do? If you want it to open a new tab, if you want it to continue with whatever page you were last on, or if you want it to open a specific page or set of pages. If I choose Open a specific page or set of pages, I can do Set Pages and choose what pages I want. So if I want EPISD to be one of my pages, I can add that in. I can add more than one pages, and it will actually open multiple tabs and have multiple pages open when I get in. So if I want my.episd.org on its own tab as well, I can do that. Click OK. And now when I close and reopen, I will have two tabs, Welcome to EPISD on one, and it's going to load my EPISD on the other. And so I would have both tabs opening automatically every time I launched Chrome. So you can have multiple home pages within Chrome. Let me go back to Settings again, and you can reset that back. So if I don't want both of them, I can get rid of the ones I don't want. Okay? So you have the ability to configure all of your home pages. Also within this Settings area, you'll find another important setting. At the very bottom, there's this blue button that says Show Advanced Settings. This blue link, when you click it, will give you some additional settings here. And one to pay attention to is the one that says Downloads. This is where Google Chrome will put anything that you download. By default, it puts your downloads in the Downloads folder, which is in your near your My Documents area. It's going to be a folder called Downloads. If you'd rather that go to the desktop, if you'd rather it go some other place, you can click on Change and pick a new folder, whichever folder you want. I could pick my desktop, click OK, and then it would go to that location instead. If I'd rather have it ask me each time I go to download a file where I want to put that specific file, I can click on this little checkbox that says Ask where to save each file before downloading. And each time I click on a file, it would ask me where I want to save it. So you have that option as well. So if you're wondering where the things go when you save them from the web, that's going to be where it downloads those two. Also, to look at downloads, again, this little three-line icon in the upper right-hand corner, you have a list of all of the downloads you have done with your computer. So if you click on Downloads, it will show you everything you've downloaded, and if you need to go back and re-download, or if you want to show where it is in the folders once you've downloaded it, you can look at anything you've downloaded and click on it to open it or anything like that. So you have a list of everything that downloads on your computer that way. So you have several different options on what you can do that way. So the last thing I want to show you here with Google Chrome is where it says Signed In As. If you happen to have a Gmail account, you can set up your Gmail account on Google Chrome that allows you to move all of your favorites, all of your bookmarks to any device that happens to be using Google Chrome, as long as you're signed in with that same account on all of those devices. You can also open the same tabs you have open on one device on another device as soon as you launch Chrome with that setting. So you have several different ways you can actually move your content from device to device, machine to machine, by having it all linked through your Gmail account and signing in to Google Chrome. So that allows some additional features that is not necessarily available on other browsers. So there's a lot of different options with Google Chrome. It's definitely an option to look at. It works for most programs. I've seen very little problems using it for most tools that we have. So you might want to give it a try. There's still preferred browsers for preferred tools in the district that you may want to consider continuing to use the preferred browser, but for most of your browsing needs, I would think that Google Chrome would be a good choice. So hopefully that works well for you and you have a good experience using Google Chrome. Thanks. Please follow us at the EPISD TV Studio on Facebook and our channel on YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter. Have a nice day.